kill blind.
Yeah, that's always fun. But Red Cane is a good starting weapon too, mainly because of how little magic it uses. But we are off. Katatatta running as the purveyor extraordinaire of life lessons, King Zora himself, and I must confess I do not know. This is like some World of Warcraft sprite that Berenzen is running, right?
It is, and I actually know who it is. It's Falira. I believe the rogue character. I play a little bit of Hearthstone on the side, so I would know.
Roger.
would know that character pretty well. So only getting a red ruby to start off. Let's see what our uncle item is.
And if they don't get bombs, and that's gotta be Kane.
That's gotta be the Kane Samari. Yep. Is that the first time you've had that on the races you've done?
On commentary, I actually had a tournament race that I was competing in, and we had Kane on Uncle, and yeah. Surprisingly enough, that was my only win.
Alright, so Kane Samari is actually fairly interesting. Both the block you summon and the shots from dispelling it deal fire sword damage, so. And it's somewhat magic efficient too, so there is a little bit of room to grind for bombs if they so choose.
Yeah, so one strategy that some runners might like to use is there are a few enemies that you absolutely have to kill in the escape, and there's a chance that a couple of them could drop bombs. So sometimes you might see the runners do that, not go out of their way in the beginning, and then hope for bombs on the rats later on in escape.
So yeah, this would be fairly interesting. The green guards would obviously be the best to grind because they only take 2 hits, and you can just push the block in or chuck it at them.
Right.
Let's see if this green guard gives him anything good.
Yeah. Berenzen going with the onslaught strategy. Just keep dropping red blocks.
I don't think Baron realizes that the block can actually deal damage.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely fine. It's not something most people would actually think to use it like that.
Alright, so it's time for hashtag Things in Zelda's Chest over here on Berenzen's screen. But first, we got a little matter of the ball and chain guard to take care of. Yeah, I figured Berenzen would be using the 2-pot strat here. Kane Samaria would take a few too many. It'd be 4 Kane hits there. Ooh.
Oh!
Oh, well, there we go. Katatatta gets a bomb drop, but Berenzen just picks up the 3 in the chest. Katatatta got to hit the door there and got the message that, hey, you don't have the big key.
Yeah. Something I like to do, actually, if I'm doing pot strats on the guard, is I actually want to walk a little bit forward to get the guard on screen and then walk back towards the pots. And that actually lets the guard move forward towards the cell. So after I try the first pot, as I'm going back, he's still technically far enough away that he can keep moving forward. And thus, when I get the second pot and chuck at him, he tends to die right in front of the door, and I can just pick up the big key and walk as I'm walking towards the cell. Just a little minor optimization of movement I found.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, when you're using the 2-pot strat, absolutely. So both of our runners have at least 3 bombs. Katatatta has 1 extra, so Katatatta will have the 1 bomb needed for the back of escape and the 3 bombs needed for Kakariko Village. So definitely a good start for her there. Both our runners, same amount of rupees, essentially, 41 and 42. They're going to want 100 for the bomb merchant, so odds are they'll be able to pick that up between here and the bomb merchant, but that's the concern that our players would have right now.
I'm hearing bomb merchant. Are you sure you're not saying bottle?
I'm old and it's late. Forgive me.
Fair enough. Anyway, here comes the rope room for Bear. Just gonna tank the snakes and move on. Not even gonna grind. Makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. You already got all the bombs you need.
And there's more.
And there's more, so no need to grind at all. Let's just get on out of here, folks. So, Cane of Samaria start, you know, it is a very versatile weapon, and it is a very cool weapon, but it's not very powerful. So definitely our runners are going to want to be looking for something that packs a little bit more of a punch.
Yeah.
To answer the question in chat, it's 2000 here, and I just got off of a 12-hour workday, so it's wonderful.
Alright, so the rat with the keys down for Cat. And Bear sharing these 2 chests. We have Pizza Heart, a single ruby, and the map.
It barely seems worth it.
I see what you did there.
Alright, so Berenzen's gonna get out of escape around a 6:22 time here. Very respectable.
Yeah. That's about average for Samaria and all the grinding they did. And just another big 20 for the Sanctuary chest.
Alright, so not terribly well kitted out after escape, as opposed to the race I called last night where they had half the items they needed for go mode out of escape.
Wow.
So, alright, Berenzen with some more rupees than Katatatta has. Neither runner has done a map check yet, so we do not know the configuration of the dungeons here in the light world, and the pull tree is just big greeners.
Yeah, and the bush grab's only 5 rupees. Although that is only 1 tier of the tree pull, there's still 2 other prize pools that are in there. And that looked like a piece of heart to me.
Yeah, it's about what I saw too. So no early indication of whether or not Aghanim is required. Unlike, yeah, it's a piece of heart. There we go. Thank you, Katatatta, for confirming that for us.
Alright, so we're about to see a fairly similar route, actually, from both of these runners. And, well, that'll be nice to have. Hi there, Bombos.
Yeah, Bombos is that one medallion that has significant utility outside of being the key for one of the dungeons. Obviously, if you do not have Fire Rod, you can Bombos your way through Ice Palace if necessary, as well as just destroy all enemies on screen most of the time.
Yeah, some of the other medallions are better options, but Bombos, and that's purely because Bombos is not only the slowest, but also the one that takes the most lag, or has the most lag on it because of all the explosions.
Lots of bamfs. Okay, so Berenzen heading on into Kakariko Village, and I would surmise that we would find probably 2 or 3 progression items in here, based on the dearth of items in Escape.
Yeah, I'm hoping for at least a sword for these runners.
There's Big 20, 5 spot, Big Love, and 50 Roops.
Well, they have enough money to do everything they need in town, at least. Even buy some extra bombs on their way out. Mirror, though, very nice to see.
That is certainly helpful, but its utility is a little limited at the moment because of the lack of the Moon Pearl or Death Mountain access.
Well, it will save time overall for any dungeon dips these 2 want to do.
Oh, absolutely. You make an excellent point.
Don't have to waste time trying to death warp. Just mirror out.
And right. Kakariko, well, not starting off well.
Yeah, only an air booster and a heart container so far. We also have another heart container.
Oh.
significant amount of money, and our first sword.
Oh, Fisher Price, baby's first sword.
I mean,
Right, so,
it's a stable weapon, so...
Absolutely. And Swagnet.
Yep. Very nice item to have for safeties, but we do need a bottle to pair it with. Oh, we're getting the chicken clip. Oh, wow!
100% chicken clip. Very nice by Berenzen, but the chicken trolls him, saying, I'm not going to let you open up this chest.
Well, there's our Zora money. Very nicely done. I've only done that a few times myself. And it is a risk of soft lock, but... Oh, well... Bless the run. Yep, there are the boots.
Gotta go fast.
And both runners will have those boots as well, so they'll immediately be able to get the library item.
I wonder if it'll be something significant. Let us find out.
It's our container. Take it or leave it.
Me being a wuss, I would have gotten it, but...
Now, Barrett did not opt to buy bombs, so he only has 2 left. Cat, meanwhile, she had the heads up play of checking the merchant, or the shop.
All right, Berenzen YOLO's the race game, but just a big 20 for the reward. With boots, I would have expected to do what Katatatta's doing here and run over and check first.
And there's our map check. Only 1 crystal, and it's a desert. And Eastern is our vanilla green pendant.
Tower of Hera the blue. So we're going to need some Dark World access here. But interestingly enough, desert was the red crystal, so...
Yeah, I believe it was crystal 6 if I caught the number.
Yeah.
And that is our third 300 rupee prize.
Jackpot!
Isn't there only like a handful of those, like 5 in the pool?
4 or 5, I don't remember the exact number, but yeah.
And there's the bomb booster. Bear not picking it up.
Alright, so Berenzen gonna head into Mini Trolldorm Cave here.
Does
have for a second there, I thought Berenzen was gonna just bombos them, which I would not have blamed him for at all. And to answer a question in the chat, mandatory Zora does not, or rupee hordes are not factored into the logic. So, oh man, Master Sword, Power Gloves, and Flute. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the newly minted Hype Cave.
Yeah, I've always had a nickname for Mini Molder Cave as the Light World Hype Cave, so...
Yeah, absolutely.
It lived up to that nickname of mine pretty well.
Indeed. But back to what I was saying. So if Zora is required, the logic will not place additional rupee hordes. You're just going to have to figure that one out on your own by hula-hanning, lucking into a couple rupee drops, or farming, usually over by desert.
I do want to mention, though, that with the gloves, Zora is now in logic, and there's a 4th rupee horde!
Hey.
I think the scene is screaming, hey, go check Zora out! You have the means!
Yeah, Power Glove and all this money, it would not be a bad choice. Katatatta here opting to attempt a fake flipper. Now, without the Moon Pearl, she will not be able to get the items in Waterfall of Wishing. But, this is a sequence break. If it turns out to be progression on Zora, though, this would be a significant advantage for Katatatta. And we've got legal drugs on Lake Hylia Island.
Yes, and we also have Swag Duck being unlocked for Bear. Using
The
to get
Swag
that.
Duck Uber service is open for business.
Indeed.
All right, so Katatatta sequence breaks up to Hobo and receives 20 rupees for her trouble.
Yeah, and Bear is going to check the dark. That's something interesting. Did you notice something right there in Sanctuary?
No, what did I miss?
Cat did not open the Sanctuary chest.
Oh.
What was in there again?
Nothing much, if I remember correctly. Either rupees or bombs.
Right, so it's not going to be anything too important later on, but...
Alright, so Berenzen successfully rescues the old man on the mountain here and gets the bow!
Okay, so... that means the bow is lamp-locked. And there we go, we're hearing the Swag anthem on our end. All rise for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the Hyrulean National Anthem.
And while the duck is released for Cat, Bear sees the blue male on top of Spectacle Rock, can now go up there and get that.
Yeah, absolutely, and I surmise that he will, with jumping into Tower of Hera, maybe the next move. It is a risk. However, it is possible that you could still get all items in Tower of Hera and not need the fire source. But nobody, though, wants to have to go back to Tower of Hera just to do Tile Room. And Katatatta also deciding to sequence break the old man on the mountain, so...
There's our first item. It is the heart piece. So this either has to be the small key or the big key, and no arrows to shoot that bow with.
But Kana Samaria or... yeah, there we go.
And unfortunately, this place is fire locked.
Yep, sure enough. And Berenzen Upton save and quit. Yeah, that's the right answer. Hit everything he could hit up here on Death Mountain at this time.
And the one thing I actually do not want to see right now for these runners is the lamp.
Yeah.
And it's only because that'll put Aghanim in their minds, and no one likes to do Aghanim, especially when you got a whole bunch of other locations to look at. Alright, so what is behind Sarhasala here in his back door? We have 3 bombs, more money, and our first shield.
Oh, so now we have the whole plastic sword and shield. Oh no, Berenzen has a master sword. Never mind. But we have found both the plastic sword and the plastic shield. Wasn't nearly as cool as I thought it was, but hey.
Yeah, fire shield's where it's at, though. Let's be real.
Yeah, we very rarely see the riot shield these days, but when we do see it, I love the riot shield.
I don't know. Fire shield does everything I need it to do. I'd rather just do cave strats to get around Laser Bridge.
Alright, so Berenzen heading on into Eastern. We have seen that he is capable of navigating dark rooms, so I have no doubt that he will be able to complete Eastern Palace in the dark. It is the first set of dark rooms relatively easy. The second dark room, where you have to kill the Igor to get the key, can be troubling and problematic, but he does have 6 hearts and the blue mail, so...
Yeah, this should be relatively easy for both runners. And we already have a piece of heart here. Now we have the compass in Eastern for Bear. Meanwhile, Cat realizes that it is Fire Rod Lock in Hera.
So, Berenzen heading to the other side of Eastern Palace. There are 3 unique items in this dungeon. Has yet to find one. So it'd be interesting if the lamp were in here.
We have found one. It was a piece of heart right at the entrance.
I sit corrected.
There's our big key. So, is it in big key chest, or is it gonna be on Armos, or is it gonna be both?
Inquiring minds want to know.
Wow!
And there's the Titan's mitts.
All right, so Aga's now on life support, and I like that. The only way Aga is required now is if we have the, I don't know, the odds of a Moon Pro being on Pyramid. But that's the odds we're running on right now.
Relatively low, I surmise.
Yeah. That is literally the only thing keeping Aga on the table. Although there is one other thing keeping Aga currently in play as well. No access to the east side of the Dark World.
Very true. We do not have flippers or the hookshot.
Or hammer.
Or the hammer.
And there's Tempered Sword.
All right, so yeah, we're 20 minutes in, got Tempered Sword. If I was running this race, I could definitely handle that. That would be good news to me.
And Armos has the compass, so if you're not comfortable with this Dark Rooms, you can just get out. But the Tempered Sword will be able to take care of that Igar fairly easily.
Yeah, absolutely. So you don't even have to worry about lining up the arrow shot. You can just swing your sword wildly. Let's see what method Berenzen decides to use here. And Katatatta right on his heels. She will be clearing out Eastern Palace as well. And yeah, Berenzen just taking the all-out offense strat here.
Yeah. Green ones you can damage with anything. The red ones though have to be shot with arrows.
Yep.
Their armor is too thick.
Alright, so Berenzen gets through the pinball room there. It's one of my favorite rooms in the game. I don't know why, so... Red Igors are down. And Berenzen's going to need to pick up some... There he goes. Yeah, I was about to say, he's going to need to pick up some arrows in here, because he didn't have enough to take out the Armos Knights.
Yeah, there's, I think, 20 arrows total in this room that he's in right now. And now it is time for that Armos fight. 3 arrows each, with the last one being very aggressive and will heal if they have taken damage prior.
Yeah, Berenzen getting a little bit of difficulty with the Armos fight. And now we've got the red Armos.
Firing in the wrong direction.
It happens. 1
arrow left. Very nicely done.
Yeah, the sword will do damage to Armos Knights, but it does such insignificant damage that it's almost not worth trying. But if oddly enough, the boomerang will actually damage Armos Knights, but it will take something like 24, 26 hits per Armos Knight.
Oh, by that logic, they can also just put a cane block down and just have Armos run into it.
True, but the cane block will disappear after, I think, 4 hits.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
This was an Aga fake out.
Merle on Sahasrahla. Just, I have no words.
And Balmos required for Meyer.
Interesting that Katatatta, okay, Katatatta's going into desert.
And there's our lamp, which just means... Okay, that was actually in logic.
Yes.
All right, so there we go. That's all of our sequence checks off. So you need to...
Yeah, I'm thinking Katatatta. Well, for a second there, I thought Katatatta might have been checking Checkerboard Cave for the Moon Pearl. That is a location where it could be.
So, by my understanding, this seed wanted you to double dip Pendant Eastern. First to get the Titan's Mystery, you can do Lamp, Mirror, and we get the map check here. The last red crystal, I believe, was in Ice, and Turtle Rock is our red pendant.
Turtle Rock confirmed required.
But yeah, like I was getting at, they wanted you to go into Eastern to get the Titan's Mint, which, when combined with the flute and the mirror, allowed you to get the lamp off Desert Ledge. Then go up the mountain, get the bow from the old man in the dark, and then go back to Eastern to clear it, and then turn in the pendant for the Moon Pearl. That's easy, like a convoluted line of logic there that Bear just skipped.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes this does go to show you how sequence break can be advantageous sometimes. Other times it can lead you completely on the wrong path. Berenzen finding a bomb upgrade in Skullwoods. There are only 2 items in Skullwoods, so... And interestingly enough, Katatatta finding the lamp on the ledge there means she can now complete Desert Palace.
Oh yeah. And Desert is one of our 5-6, so very important to do so. But yeah, in terms of logic, I actually have a seed once in which I sequence broke to Waterfall Cave, and both items that gave me Darkwood access were there. So, and I was going to skip Aga as a result, but it turned out Aga was required anyway because I needed those slippers from Lumberjack Cave.
Berenzen skipping the chest in that previous room here in Skull Woods.
Oh, the shield! Oh, Bear gets it back.
Darn those pickets.
Yeah. It strangely went with a different shield stealing enemies over the likes. I guess they couldn't code their movement into the game or something.
Do not know. So luckily, Katatatta picked up a couple hearts there. She was beeping pretty bad there for a minute, but...
And hey, there's the blue cane. Right there in the chess game.
Alright, so we have the greatest tool for beating blind the thief.
The power of a shiny sparkle that blind cannot actually see.
It's a fine point, sir. I'd never thought about it that way before.
And getting another heart piece, but that was their 4, so full heal.
Katatatta got to be careful here. Oh, man. Death on Landmos. Luckily, it won't take her too long to get back to Landmos, but and so Berenzen is gonna dip into Thieves Town. It's about a 50-50 shot on whether or not Hammer will be required to get all the items. So
yeah.
See how this turns out. Now it could be possible, however, that Berenzen will finish this dungeon and he'll have to come back later for the item in the big key chest. More to follow. Stay tuned.
someone was asking where the mitts were. Mitts were in the big chest, big key chest, having the tempered sword in Eastern Palace.
Yeah, Eastern was a gold mine.
And there's the fire shield. That is actually incredibly useful to find there.
Yeah, indeed. The red shield will block Blind's little fireball, so definitely key for the Blind fight. And Katatatta takes out Lanmo's second time's the charm. Now she does not have the tempered sword because she did not finish up Eastern Palace. So
yes, and we know Eastern Palace is 100% required because that green pendant leads to our Moon Pearl.
Yep. But now that Katatatta has found the lamp, you got to think that Eastern Palace is calling her. But since she's here, I agree with this play. Since she's here, she's probably gonna go check Checkerboard Cave, and you might as well.
Now, there is something that concerns me with Kat. And there's a Saint card, by the way, over on Berenzen. Kat might take the lamp and think, okay, Aga has the Moon Pearl on the pyramid.
And we'll see. We'll see if she decides to do that over heading back to Eastern Palace. The next decision she makes here will be critical. And she may check Agana first. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, Agana is absolutely a fine play. Get all your desert checks done while you're in the area. Just another heart container.
It's definitely not the right play. See where Katatatta goes from here. That could be critical in the remainder of this race.
And there is something in the big chest. It's a toss-up between, I think, Compass and the last item.
So we will find out once Berenzen takes out Blind whether or not he needs to come back.
And King's Tomb. Oh, hello.
Ooh. Pig stickers.
The silver arrows. And that's actually a really good find, considering that Kat has not done Blind or Eastern yet.
Yeah, that will significantly cut down on the time it takes to kill Armos Knights.
And 2. There we go. Blind down for Brer. And it's the Compass.
Oh man, so that is going to be nagging him in the back of his mind for the rest of this run. When he's looking for his go mode item, he's going to constantly be thinking, do I need to go back to Thieves' Town? Do I need to go back to What if I have to go back to Thieves' Town? Dang it.
Yeah,
I know I would be.
That is the risk you run, though, when you do early Thieves' Town.
It's an interesting decision by Katatatta, returning to Death Mountain to finish up Eastern Palace because she can now, because she has that lamp.
Instinctively going into the first room, doesn't need to, though. Here's the digging game on Bear's side.
Oh, what do you have today, Alec Baldwin? Well, it's going to take a minute.
28 digs for 10 arrows. Not worth.
Not worth.
I do believe that Bear at least got 80 rubies from the game, though, so got their money back at least.
Yeah. So he's going to be hitting up Jeremiah because Jeremiah was a friend of mine. And luckily, since he has the lamp, this makes the whole bullfrog and lunchbox route significantly easier. Plus,
Yes.
it allows him to do Cave 45, Cave South of Grove, whatever you want to call it, on the way down.
Yes, the lamp lets you transport from dark to light. Yes.
Man, yeah, mirror.
It's late. It's late. I'll let it slide, man.
You guys know what I mean.
Yeah, I believe we all do. Don't stress about it too much, man. You've been through a lot today already.
Yeah, no, and I still got to run a couple miles after this is over. Right. So Berenzen going to use the mirror to South Dark World here. Meanwhile, Katatatta is going to finish up Tower of Hera. Now, what's interesting to me here is that the more she completes without going back to Eastern, the less likely it is that she will think to go to Eastern to get that green pendant. But I think you made a good point earlier, Wolflink, that it's entirely possible she may decide to go to Aghanim. And we all know that's the wrong answer, but it's certainly possible given the situation.
Well, right now, Kat found a bottle in the Hera Big Chest. I believe it had a bee in it. So, Sick Kid is now also a check. So here we go with this conclusion of the Smith Loop on Bear. Meanwhile, we're seeing Controlled Arm claim a victim.
Oh, man. And she was doing so well. Those first two spins, she hit those in very quick succession. And she's just going to get right back up on the horse. Nothing but a piece of heart in the lunchbox. So Berenzen still looking for some progression.
Yeah. Now, something I like to do if I'm doing low health Moldworm, even if I have Master Sword, is I hit that crystal switch one more time so I have access to those health pots.
Yeah, that's not a bad strategy at all. There's a ridiculous number of them, like 20 sitting there.
I believe it is a dozen, yeah. Alright, Hype Cave. Starting off with the red rupee as Kat gets her blue pendant. Another 20. Piece of heart. 5. Red boomerang. Not the greatest.
Yeah, 1 out of 10 hype.
Yeah, it could have been way, way worse. It could have been all junk.
Yeah.
The red boomerang does at least have a little bit of use. We can now check the stun prize, amongst other things.
All right, well, fortunately, Katatatta does look like she is headed to Eastern Palace, so don't believe she will make the Aghanim mistake, and that is always a good thing. Berenzen, now that he has the Moon Pearl, he will fake Flipper up to Zora. Or, I don't know, he could do what Kat did and check Hobo instead, but we will see.
I think what Kat is doing is Kat said, all right, I still need to come back here and do this. I still need to come back and do that. And then once they found the means to do so, they just went down their list of things to do, and just take them off one by one. Which is an absolutely fine way to think about it. Definitely good keeping track of what they haven't done.
All right, Berenzen trying to get the 1 or 2 pixel spot here where he can jump off and immediately fake Flipper. Nicely done. Only took him a couple of tries.
Yeah, the spot there is you just basically hug the pillar, tap down, then you should be on the right pixel. Now I hope Kat... Go on.
I was just saying, it looks like Berenzen is now going to go ahead and hit up Waterfall of Wishing and Zora.
And or Cat rather, sorry. I hope Cat realizes where some ammo is, because only one is a singular arrow in their quiver. Not gonna be good there. All right, there's 5. Would like
She's
to do
got
more.
it.
And uses 2 arrows.
And I am a terrible commentator because I completely missed what was in Waterfall of Wishing.
It was a piece of art and 20 rubies, but Cat is going in with only 2 arrows.
Oh no. This will take a while.
Yeah, there are 5 drops in each of them, and there was also a 10 drop on the ground.
Yeah.
One of the
Oh man. Oh, Berenzen accidentally jumped up on the land, canceled out his fake flippers, so he will not get whatever Zora has, nor the ledge item, which I did not see. But so both of our runners making some relatively significant mistakes at the same time.
Yeah. But Cat gets it done.
Yeah.
Yeah, knowing the pot items can sometimes help you quite a bit.
Indeed. And those are not randomized in Randomizer. The pot items will always stay the same.
Yeah, so very consistent way to get resources like the arrows, the magic, just a little bit of extra health. And I did catch Sorrelage that time. It was just a heart container.
Yep. Not sure why Cat is going back in. Did she skip the big key chest?
She skipped the big key chest.
Yeah, I should have figured that out by the fact that she still has Master Sword.
I think what she did was she gambled that Armos had the 3rd item.
Yeah, not a bad gamble. And the Purveyor Extraordinaire of Life Lessons spits out 20 rupees.
The ultimate life lesson. The ultimate life lesson. But you know what? This is actually somewhat good for Cat as well. If they are aware of that these 5 drops here in this room coming up, they can restock their bow and be ready for the next boss. Yep, there we go. There's even one more right there. Yep. So just forgot to stock up an ammo. Kind of tunnel visioned a bit, it looks like.
Well, Katatatta will at least get her tempered sword and hopefully immediately follow that up with a trip to Sahasrara, get that moon pearl, and be on her merry way.
And that was an 8 drop there. In the Stalfos pool.
Always love the 8 bomb drop.
And there are root porters built into the randomizer, if I recall right, but they're not part of the vanilla item pool that we are using.
Correct. If I know that they were in the hard and extreme versions of the randomizer. So in the standard difficulty, normal difficulty, there are no root pores. Looks like Berenzen, yeah, sees that lamp up on the ledge there. Probably time to, yeah, there you go, flute right back, and Katatatta bombs Sahasrara.
Well, I mean, if nothing else, Cat does not have to do Aga.
True. And quite frankly, at this point, the only real difference between our runners is Thieves Town.
Oh, but
and there's the fire rod. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, fire rod found. And now we need the hammer and the hook shot.
Oh, without a doubt.
And that... Oh, also the flippers. I almost forgot about those.
You can never forget about the flippers.
Well, the flippers are required because of swamp.
Ice. You can technically fake flipper to Ice Palace, but
swamp is a crystal. They need the
Right.
flippers.
Yeah, exactly.
So they do need him for both. I'll give you that.
Right. That's
But
the point I was making. I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's late for you.
It's been a long week, and it's only Wednesday. All right, so Berenzen going to go ahead and finish up Desert Palace here. He'll have a much easier time with Landmalas than did Katatatta, not only because he has the more items and more hearts, but also because of that lovely tempered sword. However, it seems he forgot to get the big key.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. There's actually a few rooms within the game that you don't necessarily use, but can be helpful in NMG just for safety. One of those is actually the room just north of the left entrance. It's a ferry room.
Yes.
So just knowing where just getting some supplies is always nice to have. There's the big key.
Alright, so Katatatta running over into Steve's town, Berenzen hanging out in Desert Palace. Since both of our runners are covering territory that their opponent has already covered, we'd like to take this opportunity to remind you that if you enjoy what you're seeing, and we know you do, why don't you consider giving these runners a follow here on Twitch? And also remember that for all of your 2018 The Legend of Zelda Link to the Past Randomizer Tournament action, stay tuned to the Speed Gaming family of channels, Speed Gaming 1 through 6, and A Link to the Past Randomizer 1 through 4, broadcasting as many Link to the Past Randomizer Tournament races as we can get restreamers and commentators for.
Yes. Not to mention trackers, and a big shout out today to our tracker, Yoinker's wife. Doing an excellent job getting those trackers filled for you. As Kat picks up their fire shield.
So looks like Katatatta will be a minute or two behind Berenzen. It won't take him very long here to finish clearing out Eastern Palace. Take a little bit longer for Katatatta to clear out Thieves Town. But, after all of the roundabout and everything, our runners are relatively close to each other, and a single routing decision could change the character of this matchup in a heartbeat.
I'm going to give the advantage, actually, to Bear. As they have both the lamp and the fire rod, so they can go straight to Moth and take them out.
Oh, very true. But I have to think immediately after completing Thieves Town, Katatatta will likewise do the South Dark World route. So, you have a point, yes, that she's farther along than I had mentioned, but or Berenzen's farther ahead than I had mentioned, but still well within the realm of possibility for a routing decision to turn the tide of this race. So if you're Berenzen, Wolflink, where do you head to next?
Like I said,
you mentioned Skull Woods, but you could also do Mire.
Yes, Mire. We do have access to clearing Mire, and with the silvers. Oh no, wait, silvers are not something Bear has yet. Never mind. Has to go to Kingston for that.
Yeah.
But yeah. Doing Mire here in the area is always a good idea.
Okay, Berenzen. Oh no, Berenzen saw the lamp on the ledge.
They have it.
Oh, okay, he does. Okay.
Yeah. I saw it when they menued over to Fire Rod to open up the boss pathway.
And Roger. So Misery Mire, again, it only has two unique items in Misery Mire. However, as we were talking about, you are right here. You might as well knock it out.
Yeah, and this is one of my favorite rooms to use the King Samari in. It's just this Whisper room here.
Yeah, sword beam. The Berenzen does have sword beams. Those are a little more convenient. As much as I love the cane.
Well, the cane just helps me get rid of these last 3 Wizrobes. You can just set up the block and just try to triple kill them. And while we've been talking, Cat has defeated Blind. Moving on.
So this could turn out to be, as you discussed earlier, Wolflink, this could turn out to be one of those seeds where you don't need the ice rod, you don't need any more than 1 medallion. So it's entirely possible that the hookshot and the flippers
oh
are
my
the
goodness.
only 2.
Hammer in Mire!
Stop. Hammer time.
That is huge!
Absolutely.
And Cat will also be getting it, as well as the fire rod right here and right now. So now it's down to where the hookshot is and where the flippers are.
Alright, we shall see.
There is still 1 item here in Misery Mire.
So Katatatta is going to go ahead and go into Mire. She will have a much easier time taking out Vitreous than will Berenzen because she does have the silver arrows, as you mentioned earlier.
And someone pointing out in chat, they're absolutely right. Aga's now officially dead. We don't need to fight Aghanim.
The dream is dead.
Pedestal still has a chance to be alive, actually, though.
It does. The flippers could certainly be on pedestal, as could the hookshot.
Yeah, so we'll have to wait for a book to confirm the check, or just someone gambling a blind pull. Because in all of our flipper checks, we didn't find anything, the hookshot, which would have indicated or anything that would have indicated that flippers were behind and head. I don't think anything could have, to be honest. Silvers were in the King's Chip.
King's Tomb. Yep.
Yeah, the only thing that we know that cannot be on pedestal is the ice rod.
Correct.
Everything else they need is fair game, and ooh, Bear takes the death.
Yeah, so no safeties, no bottle, no magic powder for Berenzen, and even with the blue mail, Misery Mire, enemies there do hit like a truck, so...
Yeah. The only save that they have is the blue cane, but that's not an ideal one.
Right. Drains magic something fierce.
Yeah.
And neither runner has the half magic, so... Katatatta has a bottle, but her bottle has a B-Torp in it, not a safety item, so she is running low on hearts here, just 3.5 to her name, so she could also possibly suffer a death here.
Alright, this is one of the hardest rooms to get through, and Bear gets it. And there's our second item, it's time to dig.
Can you dig it? I can dig it, you can dig it, she can dig it, he can dig it, yep. Alright, so Katatatta down to half a heart here, and
Does die. But hey, that's a good thing.
Face plant. So Berenzen looks like he is headed on to Vitreous with 31 arrows. I wonder what strat Berenzen will use on Vitreous.
I would say it's going to be most likely the Tempered Spins.
Yeah, we shall see.
Well, unlike Cat, Bear does not have the option of Silver Arrows, which would just melt Vitreous.
Oh yeah, pop those eyeballs like balloons.
And each of the eyeballs takes 3 shots, and Vitreous himself takes 8. So I don't think
I believe that's
Bear.
correct. Yep.
So even then, I don't think Bear has enough ammo to do arrow strats.
You are probably correct, sir.
So in this situation, I would do Tempered Spins, kill all the small eyes, and then use arrows on the big one. That's the most efficient way that the Bear can manage their health and resources. At least from what I can see.
Okay, Berenzen down to 3.5 hearts going into the Vitreous fight. He is opting to pull out the bow and arrow. And there's the Cane of Burna.
Cane of
Now,
Burna,
go ahead.
Cane of Burna will allow him to be invincible. It is a little bit laggy, but the main thing is Bear cannot do spins with the Cane's magic active.
Right. All right, so knocks down all but 2 of the little eyeballs. So nice venture there. But as I was about to mention, and as chat did also point out, that unlike the cape, the Cane of Burna continuously will drain magic even while you're swinging your sword. There is a nifty little glitch with the cape that if it is active and you are spamming your sword, it significantly decreases the rate at which the cape drains magic.
Interesting. I didn't actually know that one.
Yeah.
But boot stashing was also a valid option.
Very true. All right,
but
so
gets the fight done regardless.
So Katatatta only has 2 hearts running on her way to Vitreous here. She's got to be hoping for a clutch fairy or a couple of hearts on the way here. Not that she can't get it done. Again, she does have the silver arrows, and that makes Viti significantly easier.
Yeah.
Berenzen wasting no time going to dig.
And in the hole is a fairy. That would have been nice to have.
Yeah. It's a bit late for that. Now you show up after I died in Misery Mire.
But that is also Bear's first bottle.
True.
And with the net, Bear can refill it with as many fairies as they can find. Would ideally like the power to complete the pretty much invincibility trifecta. Just heal on fairies, catch them in bottles to revive later.
I am very interested to see how Katatatta does with the rest of this. Again, eminently doable with the silver arrows against Vitreous, but 1.5 hearts now.
Yeah, has to be particularly careful. Meanwhile, Kiki the Monkey opening up Palace of Darkness for Bear.
Everyone's favorite extortionist monkey.
Alright. Now, Cat has to dodge these traps. Using the blue cane, actually, to get by. Very nice done.
That's the smart stuff. I like that.
Alright. Release the bee!
Why not?
That's why not.
Oh, man. That is time-wise absolutely the worst.
Yeah, that is at least 3 minutes of backtracking.
Yeah.
A very untimely death. Although, now with that bottle opened up, if a fairy decides to drop at some point, Cat can use the cape or the net to catch the fairy. And right there is exactly why I like the cape for that room as well.
Yeah.
That would also be kind of helpful.
Yeah, the half magic there in pod. Another item that's like, it's a bit late for that too.
Oh, you can do these dungeons in any order you choose, really. But having the half magic for Moth is going to be really great. Not to mention for Ice Palace.
Yeah, the having the half magic is very convenient for Moth, but the tempered sword only takes 4 shots to kill the Moth. But the nice thing about having the half magic is if Moth is trying to troll you and hang out on top of the spikes, usually a fire rod shot will bring the Moth back down to the middle of the room.
Yep, and the right side of Pod only having a couple of keys.
Palace of Keys, man.
Yeah, 6 total.
Yeah.
Always strange to see that double jump. That's like the 3rd time, and it always catches me off guard a little bit.
Interesting. Berenzen using the fire rod there, to hit the crystal switch. That is one of the few real uses for the magical boomerang in the game. You can toss the magical boomerang over there and hit that switch as well.
And there's an old, like, casual strat I used to do, in which I actually threw the boomerang diagonal, and I was able to just barely kiss the switch with it. But obviously I don't think that's very good.
Cat gets hit by one of those eyeballs, and even with the blue mail, you see, oh, gets hit by the lightning, but there we go, dead Viddy.
Yeah, vindication there for Cat. Getting the crystal and moving on. I didn't see what was in the dark basement, though, for Bear.
Neither did I. Was too concerned with Katatatta's one heart Viddy there, but she pulls it out.
And Bear is also now low.
Yep, down to 2.5 hearts here in Palace of Darkness. Takes the wrong turn, should have made that left turn at Albuquerque, but quickly corrects his route.
Yeah, learning the dark maze is something else you can do.
Yeah,
if you
doing that section dark is annoying.
Well, if you want to be absolute foolproof with it, even if it is slow, just hug the right wall as best you can. That's all you need to do. It does actually work. There's no way you can put yourself in a loop.
Yeah. So
Deciding the death warp. Oh, but forgets about the fairy!
Man, trolled by your own fairy.
Although, the help was probably what Bear wanted to begin with, so... And there's the first item in Skull Woods. It's only the bomb booster. Or a bomb booster.
So Berenzen did dip into Skull Woods earlier. There's the second item. So Katatatta can just walk straight through the rest of this dungeon and ignore everything but a couple of keys and just march straight to the Moth.
Yeah, the Moth is not the important boss, though. The other one that we need to worry about is actually Cold Stare.
Yeah, Cold Stare does hit like a truck, but if Katatatta ends up doing pod first, which I surmise she will have the half magic, making the Cold Stare fight much easier.
Yeah, we obviously need the flippers for that to be a thing, and maybe even the hook shot, but Cold Stare does have a 5/6.
2.
And actually, by the logic, we can just go mode ice, I think.
Yep. Well, assuming that we have the well, it's possible that hookshot is not required for ice, but assuming that we have the hookshot and the flippers, yeah, go mode ice is definitely in the cards, and it's kind of every rando runner's dream seed if you can go mode both ice and swamp, and that is certainly a possibility here in this seed.
Yeah, looks like Bear will be going over to fight Helmstar King now. And you know what I just realized?
What is that, sir?
We have had the ability to check Super Bunny and at the very least see the medallion for Turtle Rock, and neither one has done it, so I can kind of see why. But at the same time, that also is like a whole bunch of other items in Light World, like Paradox.
Yeah, runners will have to take the long way around to that, though, since no hook shot yet. But yeah, you make an excellent point. All of East Death Mountain, both dark and light, has yet to be explored by either one of our runners. And with them only needing 2 items for go mode, I think odds are high that at least one of them is waiting on the Mountain of Death itself.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Bear make a dip over to Hera. Finish up that dungeon, get the second item out of there, then go to Spiral, then do Paradox, then jump back down and go to Super Bunny.
Yep.
And while they're in the area, also check the Turtle Rock pen requirement, or medallion rather. Bleh. But looking like Bear will get Skullwoods and maybe also all of the North Dark World checks here done, which will eventually lead to Silver Arrows.
Yep. Katatatta takes out the moth, gets her crystal. And interestingly enough, Kat noped out of the South Dark World route, and as we know, it's not a big deal.
Yes.
And Kat has clearly miscounted her items here in Skullwoods.
Yeah, there's only 2 items available. We got them both from the first and second chest. And yeah, Silver Arrows, they do 100 damage, from what I've been told. So pretty much anything will die to one shot of them. Vitreous only having 128, so they're one of the exceptions. And Ganon has, I don't know how much health Ganon has. Enough to take 4 hits. Too much health, yeah.
Too much. So, like we mentioned, it seems Kat has miscounted her items here in Skull Woods. See if she attempts to get the big chest here, but Berenzen having a little bit of trouble here in the Gibdo room.
Yeah. Ether is actually one of those medallions that can actually kill the Gibdos, whereas using the Ice Rod just freezes them.
Yeah. They do die in 1 hit of the Fire Rod. There we go. Burn those bandages. Berenzen now taking on the moth, and the moth is down, and that makes me happy because there's no more moths in this game.
Hey, look, flypaper. Wasn't apparently tied down well enough, and it's just stuck to the moth.
Let's see where Katatatta goes from here.
Gonna take the hammer and go check that one chest they missed. Now, something I've personally done when I'm leaving Skullwoods with the mirror is instead of walking back in through all the caves, as I go below the door near Moth and mirror, and that puts me just right near the Eastern Thief in the Lost Woods, and then I can just walk down from there and go back to the portal and just port back to Darkworld.
Very true.
It saves a few seconds at most, but it also saves a few transitions.
Yeah, sure. So this could be a key play from Katatatta right here. If the hook shot or the flippers is sitting here in the big chest of Thieves Town, she'll have an advantage for some time here. But Berenzen is going to check hammer pegs here, so where is that progression? That's what we just need, the hook shot and the flippers.
I'm going to say it's on East Death Mountain. They've had access to it for a while.
Oh, very true. There's just so many items in that area.
Hammer pegs, only having a piece of heart.
All right, here we go, boys and girls. Big chest in Steve's Town. It has the single arrow of dreams.
Oh! That will be the one arrow Cat will instinctively use to defeat Ganon with. And Bumper Cave only having the heart piece, and like I thought, Bear is doing all of the North Darkworld checks here, so we'll eventually get their silver arrows. And meanwhile, Cat is doing the Smith loop.
So it'd be interesting to see if during this north loop here, if Berenzen decides to head over to Catfish.
Oh, you know what?
And
go on.
No, I was gonna say and Pyramid as well.
You know what I just got reminded of though?
Yes, sir. What is that?
We have a mushroom available to us.
We do.
And we have the Cane of Samaria. We could try to do fake powder to see what the magic bat has, and if that's progression, or not even, we can also check the witch item.
Indeed.
So I'm just going up to Catfish. I'd grab the mushroom first, and there is silvers for Bear.
And Bear decides to save and quit, so there will be no Catfish check, at least not now. Katatatta is about to be disappointed here because Alec Baldwin will not allow you to play the digging game with a follower, even if it's on the screen.
Yeah, but it's not too far away to leave the chest behind, but at the same time, we also know that the digging game is not worth it by any means.
No.
Okay, very interesting here from Bear. did have the option just now to do Spike Cave with the Burna and Half Magic and the Hammer. We'll see if Bear goes back for that. That could have also been our progression. But here we go, East of Mountain. First we've seen of it. Floating Island. It's blue, but it's only a rupee.
All right, and at least our runners both have the boots, so we do not have to see bootless Spiral Cave.
Yeah, and those berries, jellyfish, not being the speed trust like we know and loathe. Just more money. Where are these flippers?
Yeah, flippers and hookshot.
And I just realized we do need those flippers for the mushroom. I completely forgot about that.
Yes, we do.
There is... I recall there was a convoluted setup regarding a fate, a death in Dark World with a fairy rival for fake flippers in Dark World, but that's not really worth it in my mind.
Yeah, you're right. That is a little convoluted. So let us see. Berenzen entering East Side Death Mountain now. Lots of items here.
There's our flippers!
There's the flips. Yeah, as I was saying, gotta think that at least one of the progression items is going to be over here. And so now Berenzen only needs the hook shot to activate Go Mode.
Yes. And this is another one of those caves I've nicknamed the Hype Cave. Gold Sword, Green Potion, Bomb Booster.
It's like butter.
Arrow Booster and a Piece of Heart. So, not too much hype. Speaking of hype, here's the OG Hype Cave. We know it's not nothing much.
And to say something to not really trying to correct people in the chat, but just point out, hookshot can absolutely be on the pedestal.
That's
so
right.
Head is not dead.
Hera doesn't require it. Turtle Rock does not require it. It helps when you're trying to do speed strats and there with the whole right side with the fire rod, but Turtle Rock does not need the hookshot at any one point.
Nope. Katatatta, realizing she does not have the flippers, tried to dive into Dark Lake Hylia, so...
And nothing in the Super Bunny Cave. Now, with the boots, we can get the one chest and the hook shot.
Yes, that's exactly. You and I are thinking alike here. The nice little way this game can mess with you is to put hookshot at the first chest in hookshot game. That is in logic.
Let's see. Is it here? No, it's just 20 rupees. So I imagine Bear will at least see the medallion for Turtle Rock and then leave. And one medallion fits all. It's Bombos.
Hey. So Katatatta here is fake flippering to Ice Palace. It's a very interesting choice here. It is possible that the hookshot is in here.
And Bear will be skipping Hookshot Cave.
Did you mean Spike Cave?
Oh, yeah, Spike Cave. My mistake.
Yeah, see, I'm just making up for all the blunders I made at the beginning of this broadcast.
It's all right. And is this what I think it is? This would be a huge gamble for a Bear.
Yeah. In the front door of Swamp and hoping for the hookshot there?
I mean, it can be there.
Yeah?
I've seen it actually.
Oh, negative. Oh, pyramid maybe?
Oh, dark out. Going to the mushroom.
Oh, yeah.
And then maybe into Ice Palace.
drug deal for Hookshot? It could happen.
Hookshot is go mode at this point, so.
Yep.
And in the freak event that it's on pedestal, Ice Rods are go mode.
Right. Alright, so it is all about the hook shot today, boys and girls.
Yeah, strap in. We're gonna be having a very close race here.
Yeah.
Pyramid, what do you have for us? Just some ammo, but they're not picking it up. Interesting. It is a little bit low in the arrow count.
All right, now Katatatta in a dangerous position here. Does not. That bomb is going to kill her.
No, it won't.
Or not. Never
Blue
mind.
mail. Blue mail.
Now, interestingly enough, though, if you are going to full clear Swamp Palace, you don't get an early, and you don't get an early key. If you have the Cane of Samaria, the bomb jump actually slows you down. It's actually faster not to bomb jump.
And that is super heads up from Bear.
Yes, it is.
Going to do fake powder. Check magic bet, and then turn in the mushroom.
Yeah, very heads up play here.
And they were about to turn in that mushroom too. We almost saw it.
Indeed. But
And
he
there's
said,
our ice rod.
"Ooh, the plot thickens."
All right. Bear has successfully done the fake flipper.
Fake powder.
Fake powder. Sorry.
Triple booms, just the blueberries.
Now, Cat doesn't have to worry too much about cold stare, although... Don't pick up that rock. Do not pick up that rock.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it, Cat. Good job, Cat.
Yeah, for those who are not aware, there are actually 4 blueberries underneath that rock, and any one of them can come up and just give you a little love tap. And with 1 half heart, that's pretty much rip for Cat.
Cat opts not to use bombos here. This is going to make Cold Stare a little bit harder.
And that's another death to a boss. But has the fairy! I completely forgot about that.
Oh, when she went to her menu, I saw an empty bottle there, and I'd forgotten that she had the fairy in a bottle, so, whew.
Yeah, from the shovel, I completely forgot about that too. Yeah, surprised they didn't choose... Alright, Cold Stare down. Now, I'm surprised they didn't go for the bombos so they had fire rod shots, because also some are required. But yeah, bombos does do gold sword damage actually to Cold Stare. Or fire rod does, rather.
Yes, it does.
And bombos breaks open the shell in 1 cast.
Yep, so just 10 rupees from the Quake Fish. Man, if you are a person who likes the idea of a pedestal seed, this seed is leaning towards that right now. Also, entirely possible that Hookshot is sitting on Trinex.
Based on our progression through... wait, did Cat just go mode ice?
She skipped some of ice, not all of it.
And Bear taking that green potion that he found. We'll have plenty of magic for this. And Cat, with now the 5-6 crystals in hand, will be able to go ahead and pick up the super bomb.
So,
Now, I bring up the how much did Cat check because depending on where the big key was, this big bomb could not lead to the hook shot. So we're about a...
Yeah, so Thalfun with a good explanation here from the chat. So she never found a key, so she knows right side climb in Ice Palace is logically locked by hook shot. So no need for any further checks because there was no way for her to get to the other side.
Yeah, very heads up information there. Thank you. And yeah, just 2 packs of 10 arrows there in the factory. So Super Bomb can't lead to hook shot, so it has to be... If it's not Swamp... Oh wait, we found Ice Rod.
Yeah, exactly.
Head is alive.
Head is alive. And at what point now do you head to Turtle Rock? I would have thought Cat would have, and maybe she will after checking Catfish here, but I would have thought she would have gone into Pod. But
okay. Racking my brain right now, there are only 4 locations I can think of where this hookshot could be. It could be at Ice, or not Ice, Swamp in the first half, where it's supposed to be. It could be in Turtle Rock. It could be on the pedestal, which is the worst case scenario in my opinion. Or it could be in Spike Cave.
Yep.
Because neither runner has checked there. And I'm not mentioning Mimic Cave because that is I consider that an extension of checking Turtle Rock.
Yeah, a lot of people do. Oh, so Cat has never gone up to Zora. Interesting.
Have either runner actually paid... That's right, it was 20 rupees. Never mind. Almost forgot. This is going to be fairly interesting here going into the last few moments of this run.
But yeah, even if Katatatta finds the hookshot before Berenzen, she has not completed Pod, but Berenzen has. So, although finding hookshot early will put her, well, it won't put her in go mode because she still hasn't found the flips yet.
Flippers. Someone is asking chat where flippers. Flippers are actually in the lower 2 chests of Paradox Cave.
Yep. But now Katatatta is going to Pod.
We'll begin that half magic.
Where can my hook shot be?
Someone is asking who is currently ahead. I would currently give that to Bear because in the event that this is a Petsy, or no, rather, just in terms of crystals, rather. But if this is a pedestal seed, I would say Katatatta is slightly ahead.
Yeah, and that's why, we say in Randomizer a lot of the times, no lead is ever safe until go mode, and sometimes not even then.
Yeah, execution can factor hugely into these races sometimes. Alright, so here we go with the cold stare fight. Bear will have a much easier time with Gold Sword and Half Magic.
Oh, yeah.
But
And
no safety.
Exactly. However, Berenzen uses Bombos first, but yeah, okay, 1, 2. Let's Cold Stare out of the corner, but that's not going to matter too much. He takes out Cold Stare.
And there's that key on Cold Stare, which made it so that this was required by Samaria. So,
yeah, another possibility. I'm sorry, but another possibility that was just tangentially brought up in chat is, what if Hookshot's sitting on a tablet, Bombos or Ether tablet?
Oof. Well, that coincides with the fact that there are still only 4 places to look in Logic. So the question now is, which one does Bear check? Bear looks like they're going to go to Hera and check Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I would agree with that play. Go ahead and hit Hera first because it's short, and then dip into Turtle Rock. You know, you might want to consider checking Swamp first because it's a crystal dungeon, but
I would have considered Spike Cave right here and now, real quick, before going any further.
That's an excellent point.
Wait, what?
What? Yeah, exactly. Perhaps Bear's going to do Pyramid Fairy?
Yeah, either that or go to Swamp.
It's not a bad idea. Nope, it is Swamp. He is not doing Pyramid Fairy. He is going to YOLO Swamp Palace and hope that the hookshot is in its vanilla dungeon. This is a gutsy play here.
Yeah, very gutsy play. Let's see if it pays out.
Now, granted, not going to lose too much time if the hookshot is not in Swamp Palace. It'll just be the time, really going left side. But if it is in here, saves a whole bunch of time.
I have seen hookshot on the big key chest on the far left side. So it could absolutely be deep in here, so let's find out. And Bear also has a couple other spot checks to do. Has not gone into Thieves Town to claim that one last item from Blind.
Yes, the single arrow of dreams. So yeah, it is all about this hookshot at this point. Berenzen right now, the only one of our runners who's in a position to actually find it, because we know that hookshot is not here in Palace of Darkness, but she does have to complete this dungeon as it is crystal, so
the only thing I would consider is Bear skipped over Spike Cave twice now.
Mm-hmm.
If it's there, I can only assume that he'd be kicking himself when this race is over.
I don't know. If he ends up winning, I don't think he'll be kicking himself too hard, though.
Yeah, there is the chance of getting into the positive KD here. Or positive win-loss, rather. I play too many shooters these days. And Riot.
It's like I knew it was coming when I was talking about it earlier. I miss seeing the riot shield. It just looks so bad. I was about to say it looks really nice. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. Although now that Kingdom Burn notwithstanding, that puts Laser Bridge in the logic completely.
Absolutely.
Alright, so Cat on the way to Helmsler King. Bear will be checking left side swamp.
Yeah, we have a saying in my Twitch channel, and that saying is, the answer is always Laser Bridge. So
I mean, Penningtons have had a lot of value, surprisingly, in version 29.
Alright, so moment of truth here for Berenzen, and the interesting thing about this is without the hook shot, left side of Swamp Palace, you have to fall down to check the two chests here, so...
Yeah, it's a little slow, unfortunately. Oh!
Oh no! Berenzen kind of blocked off one of the routes down.
Alright, let's see what's here, though. It's just a piece of heart. We'll double back and get the other chest now.
Wow. Katatatta getting a very nice RNG from King. Alright, so key decision now is where is Katatatta going to go?
I would say... Well, now I would say Turtle Rock or Spike Cave, because it's one or the other, and if it's not at either, it's Pedestal. We've checked everywhere else.
Pretty much. Alright, Katatatta is heading to...
The mountain.
Two.
Oh, right. Bear's the one in the mountain. And that is a heads-up play from Cat. I approve of this.
Oh, yeah.
Stocking up all their empty bottles, picking up some blue potions. This Turtle Rock is a little bit magic intensive. And can actually hurt... Some of the enemies there hurt like a truck. Plus only the one thing unleashed in the dungeon.
Alright, so Berenzen finally doing the Spike Cave.
And Spike Cave... 20 rupees. Opting to do the save and quit. So, it's either in Turtle Rock or beyond it on the pedestal. And whoever finds it first... Actually, no, if Cat... It ends up being on pedestal, Cat is actually in the lead right now. Because they only need to do Turtle Rock for pedestal. Bear still needs to do... Terra. And both of them at 6 crystals, this should be a fairly close race.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, this can really go any way right now. Obviously, Berenzen gonna have to hit Tower of Hera, but Katatatta looks like she is almost certainly headed into Turtle Rock. It's an interesting choice that she is not checking East Death Mountain first. However, she can always do Turtle Rock and then leave Turtle Rock and get East Death Mountain on the way.
Yeah. I know Katatatta does have that red boomerang and has defeated Helmser King. Because we have seen Hype Cave from them as well as, well, we just saw Helmser King defeated like 5 minutes ago. Alright, so Turtle Rock is the answer. How deep in Turtle Rock is this hook shot?
The answer is always Laser Bridge.
It could be on Trinex now for all we know.
Very true.
Or beyond, even.
Alright, Berenzen is also headed into Turtle Rock. So your point remains, Wolflink. If this is a pedestal seed, you've got to think that Katatatta has an advantage now. If the hook shot is here in Turtle Rock, however, Berenzen has the advantage.
That's right. And it's not only because Cat.
Oh.
Yeah, Cat unfortunately messing up the fire room here. But yeah, it's not just because Cat has the Hera dungeon though. Cat has also doubled back and checked through and got all the items out of Thieves Town as well.
True. All right. Katatatta gets it the second time. Berenzen has to take a loop around because it looks like he forgot. Oh yeah, I don't have hook shot, so I have to do this the long way.
Oh boy.
There's that Book of Medora.
Okay.
So I wonder. Go ahead.
That opens up the tablets now.
It does, and not only does it open up the tablets, is one of them going to nope out of Turtle Rock to go check Ether Tablet? If Hookshot is there, that could be a deciding factor. Of course, Katatatta still does not have the flippers.
No, the flippers are in Paradox, so I think the book leads to the flippers.
Oh, Katatatta gets hit by the chomps.
Nice setup.
Alright, just gotta fake him out here.
Very nicely done.
Ooh. Wow,
Both
that
runners
was close.
Both runners had the book now. And a death, unfortunately, for Katatatta.
Interestingly, she does have 2 blue potions. I guess she just didn't want to use one.
Yeah, being a little stingy with them. I don't blame her. Because I'm actually stingy with my potions myself in Turtle Rock. I only use them if I absolutely need to use them for magic. But yes, both runners with Magic Boomerang and both runners with the Book of Medora at this point.
Yeah, considering that she was, very early here into... Oh, Berenzen takes a death to the Chain Chomps.
Yeah, those things hurt a lot.
Yes, they do.
They're up there in the heavy hitters. I think they are second only to Ganon himself.
That is correct. The Chomps do 6 damage with the green mail.
And that's 6 whole hearts of damage, we should clarify.
Yeah.
Very painful.
The Pokies hit like a truck too, but... Okay, Katatatta says, all right, enough being stubborn. I'm going to use my blue goo.
All right, this has to be the big key.
Yep.
So it's gonna come down for the book for both runners, or just the hookshot showing up here.
Indeed. Remember, though, Katatatta still has to check Paradox Cave for her flippers, so...
And Berenzen still needs to Hera if it is a pedestal seed. Now the question is, do they leave Hera and check the pedestal with the book? Or do they gamble that it's not a pedestal seed and just go check Bombo's tablet and then commit to Ether after the fact?
Oh no, Berenzen takes another death in Turtle Rock to the eye spaghetti this time.
Yeah, unfortunately, does not have any potions. Did not stock up.
Alright, so Mimic Cave. Will Mimic Cave contain the hook shot?
Yeah, I can tell these players are tilted just a little bit. The seed has not been kind to them.
Yeah, anytime you get up into you get close to 150, particularly with, runners who are in this tournament, you've got to be thinking that you're behind.
Well, Katatatta should feel like that in particular because there's the second boomerang for Katatatta. Now has both. But yeah, Katatatta took 2 very significant deaths to both Vitreous and Cold Stare.
Yep. So every chest we open, because it's until we find the hook shot, we really don't know which player has an advantage here. So every chest that's opened is so significant at this point in the game.
Yes, and again, both runners have the book, so that could also be a factor. The book was in the fire rod side of Turtle Rock here.
Alright, so Katatatta making it through the dark room here. A little bit of a route problem there, but she gets it. Berenzen's not too far behind her. She opts to use Cane of Berna to avoid damage from the fire bars. Can't say I blame her.
Someone is asking, was it turned on the pedestal for the hookshot? No, we only just found the book. We do not know if this is a pet seed or not, but Turtle Rock is our last location on the entire world, with the exception of the tablets, that the hookshot can be at.
Alright, now Katatatta does not have the mirror shield, but she does have the Cane of Berna. She's gonna need to be careful here. This eye spaghetti does hit like a truck.
Taking the safety door, very heads up play.
Absolutely. I would make the same choice if I were her running this right now.
Small key in the 4th chest. And does take a death, slips off.
Yeah, definitely a intentional death there. Because that will not only put her back out at the safety door here, but also refill.
There's hookshot! Go mode!
Katatatta is not in go mode. She does not have the flippers.
Right.
So we are in no mode.
I jumped the gun. My apology. My bad.
Oh. Well, I just at this point, I feel bad for Katatatta at this point. She has found the hook shot, but she is going to continue on because she doesn't have the flippers. She's still looking for those. She's going to continue on to Trinex here. As soon as Berenzen finds them, he's going to nope right out of Turtle Rock.
Yeah, that I miscalled that so hard. I apologize, folks.
It's all right, man.
I got a little overexcited there for the hook shot. My bad.
Oh yeah, I did too.
But yes, Katatatta still needs the flippers, but they are on the mountain, at the very least. And with Tempered, will not be the fast fight against Trinex here, but and now, oh no, never mind.
Oh, the eye spaghetti claims another victim.
It's
Man,
always
those eyeball lasers are out for blood today.
all right. Now we have a go mode. Berenzen at 150 is in go mode, or 151 details.
Ladies and gentlemen, Berenzen has activated go mode.
And well, that's also nice to have. Trinex has the red mail, but he's not required to be defeated. So at least Katatatta has the relief of knowing that it is a go mode swamp.
So, yeah, it looks like Kat is going to check out East Death Mountain now. And we've got to think she will finally find her flippers, but she's going to be significantly behind Berenzen by the time she does. Because, yeah, I was going to say he's already cleared out the left side of Swamp Palace, but that's irrelevant now because it's going to be a go mode clear.
You find the cape at least for Katatatta. Yeah, this will be a walk in the park for Bear.
Yeah, for Swamp Palace. Yeah, we still have the possibility of the right side, left side, Ganon's Tower gamble coming into play, and you know, we have seen our runners being a little shaky today. You know, lots of deaths from each runner, so you know, a death / fall to Ganon. You know, that is still in the cards, so I would not at all count Katatatta out just yet.
That is correct.
Although the odds are certainly in Berenzen's favor.
Yeah, there's not much. If I were Berenzen, after doing Swamp, well, before I could go up the mountain to go to GT, I'd buy some potions.
Yeah.
That is the one thing I would do. We'll see if Bear does it. Bear might also decide to open up a couple of these extra chests in the event that there's powder, but choosing to skip them.
Yeah, powder's nice to have, but you know, you got to think at this, like I was mentioning earlier, at this point in the game, you're at an hour 53.
And
you know,
no
yeah, you know the caliber of your opponent, and so whereas you might want to check for a safety item like the powder, you do have butter, you do have silver arrows. It's probably best to just own. Okay, so Katatatta has her flippers. She is going to be headed to Swamp Palace, so she's going to be basically a full dungeon behind Berenzen.
Yeah. And with all the pendants as well in tow. And, yeah, no hope we're holding out. Pet is dead.
Yeah, Pet is completely dead. Dead ski.
Although
Gone
I wonder...
split it.
Oh, well, now I wonder what it was on Pet.
We will certainly find out at the end here.
The only items of significance that we know of is either one of the 2 remaining medallions or the powder.
Yep. Close to a hundo, boys and girls.
Or
All
even
right, so
the 4th bottle, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
I almost forgot about that. Yeah,
so ladies and gentlemen, now that Berenzen has gotten his 7th crystal, there is a game we like to play here on Speed Gaming. And that game is guess where the Ganon's Tower big key is going to be. There are 22 locations in Ganon's Tower where the big key can be. Get your guesses in the chat right now. If you are a subscriber to Speed Gaming or have donated, 250 bits to Speed Gaming, you could be on the leaderboards for the big key guessing game. So get your guesses in the chat right now.
Unfortunately, it looks like our bot is not working.
Oh, Toastbot. Bot fail.
So sorry, folks. This one's just gonna be for fun. It looks like.
All right, just for bragging rights. What's your guess, Wolflink?
I usually go with compass chest, so chest 6 if they go right. But today I want them to just have a good time. I want there to be no more than the 2nd chest.
All right, I'm going with my standard guess, 13. Try this one more time. Yep, okay, bot's dead.
Yeah, sorry, folks. We tried.
That upsets me. I love the bot game.
Yeah, it looks like the guessing game is down for the time being. Oh well. But here we go. Bear is entering Ganon's Tower at 1 hour, 57 minutes, and looks to be 20 seconds based on the timing here. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit later than that. One hour, 57 minutes, though. Alright, so small key, and...
Alright, so Berenzen is going left side.
Yeah. And... didn't see what was on the torch there.
Heart container.
Alright, so that was item 3.
Indeed.
And that was our 5th and final 400, or 300 stash, rather.
Well, we found them all. We found all the rupees.
Alright, so chest number 4. There's our powder.
Alright, so safety item.
5, 6, and 7 are not anything important. So powder for Berenzen. Katatatta finishing up their last dungeon of the entire seed. Dealing with Argus here in just a little bit. There they go.
All right, we'll see if when Katatatta heads to Ganon's Tower, if she decides to go full right side, and if that makes a difference. Or just right side in general.
Well, chest 8 only having the compass.
Berenzen having a little bit of trouble getting the Cane of Samaria to do what he wants it to do. As Katatatta heads up the mountain to head to Ganon's Tower.
Alright, Fire Snake Room, chest number 9. It is 20 rupees.
Big 20.
And dropping some bombs of frustration here.
I don't blame him at all.
Yeah, for Katatatta now with all of the pendants and crystals in tow. We'll be heading up to fight, go to GT. 10, 11, 12, 13! You got it right there, my Kokam for you.
And of course, the bot has to be down.
That does stink, unfortunately. But hey, if you also get 13, you get some bragging rights today. Yeah, I guess. Once again,
Alright,
apologies for our bot not being able to catch that for you.
Alright, so Berenzen making his way up to the gauntlet. Katatatta trying to catch the fairy, but the fairy is trolling her. Katatatta taking out the mimics very well there. Nice to have the silver arrows to take out the mimics.
Yeah, and there's even a 5 drop in here if you run low on arrows.
Yeah, and Berenzen also saw there that the riot shield will deflect the Garaya's fireballs. So another nice side effect of the mirror shield, aka riot shield.
Yeah. All right, Kat. 2 hours, 1 minute, and some change. Going to enter GT. Having every single dungeon done, I might add.
Berenzen going for the safeties here, as as you noted, Berenzen brought no safeties with him to Ganon's Tower, so
yeah, could have opted using them to opt to heal, and that is an absolutely fine play. Katatatta going full left. This will end up saving her some time.
okay, absolutely will. Not too terribly much, but some time. So yeah, I mean, I'd just like to remind everybody that yes, Berenzen is significantly in the lead at the moment here, but I still am not 100% convinced that that lead is safe.
Katatatta now with the powder.
As you see there, Berenzen got beat up pretty bad by the BMO statues in there. But he has completed the gauntlet, and he is on to Landmalas 2.
Yep. Has to be a little bit conservative with the arrows. Look, it's down relatively nicely. Oh, never mind. One more sneak was hiding.
Alright, Berenzen has 6 arrows. He's not going to be firing anymore, I don't believe, so more than enough to make the pork barbecue to finish the game.
Yeah, and there are another 5 arrows in those pots after Moldworm, so should he fall, there are a few more to pick up. I believe it's in the upper right pot. And the upper left one has a little bit more and the lower right one has a little bit more magic. Basically, each one of those pots has just some minor pickups in terms of supplies. And there's Big Key for Kat. Ready to climb up the tower now.
It is gauntlet time for Katatatta. And Berenzen probably walking gingerly around the ice spaghetti. He does get hit again, and he takes a death!
Oh my goodness, that's just put Kat in the lead.
It did. But look at Katatatta. Look at her,
Also
her
down.
life. But she has a fairy.
Oh boy, this just got real close.
She has a fairy, and if I remember correctly, I believe she still has one blue potion.
That is right.
So yeah, Katatatta has now taken the lead. But if you noticed, it's not by much.
Wait, where was Quake?
I do not recall where Quake was.
I did not see... Yeah, that was out here. Where was Quake?
Alright, will Katatatta take the safeties? She does not. She's got the blue potion. She will not be taking the safeties. Berenzen having an awful time here in the second Mimic room. He is running extremely low on arrow.
Oh! Quake was chest 2 of Laser Bridge, apparently. How did we miss that?
Alright, now, this is interesting. Berenzen only has one arrow remaining. That could be a deciding factor for Ganon, and look as well, Berenzen is sitting with a single heart of life. You've got to think he's taking the safety here on a pinball bridge.
Yeah. Going to definitely heal up.
So, you know, as we were saying earlier, there is no lead safe until go mode, and sometimes not even then. Regardless of the way that this race turns out, this is going to be an exciting finish.
Yeah, this is going to be a very close race for both the runners.
Katatatta having a little bit of trouble there with the first round of Land Molest, but she has a very nice second round. All right, so Berenzen has increased his arrow count to 6, so he has plenty for Ganon. If he is able to close the distance here significantly, do note Katatatta does not have the butter sword.
Yeah, but butter versus tempered is not as significant as tempered versus master.
Oh, absolutely not.
So it's going to want to make a few things a little bit faster for Berenzen to catch up, but but you also have to consider this also. It's blue mail versus red mail, and that's a little bit more significant.
Yeah, absolutely. Ganon will do 4 hearts of damage to Berenzen with a hug, but only 2 to Katatatta.
And if the runners have a heads up, they can opt to flute away, put a mirror in front of Hyrule Castle, flute away, and then go buy potions, and then go to fight Ganon later.
Oh no, Katatatta takes a fall, but luckily it's just down to the room directly below. She does pick up the magic refill, but I mean, as you see, folks, Berenzen is right on her heels.
Yeah, and here we go with the Helmeser room. One of those Helmesers does have the key.
Yep, and she absolutely had to have that key because she ran up with only a single key. Berenzen is not going to have to kill a Helmeser because he has 2 keys.
Alright, so... Ooh, did not actually set up the blue switch in advance. That would allow him to get full heal off of both of the Bunny and the Anti-Fairy, but one was enough.
Hey, Katatatta saying, I'm not going to take any chances, I'm just going to sprint through. And what will we find in Moldorm? Well, will she even open Moldorm 2 chest? I probably would.
And Moldorm's last possession was a piece of heart.
And fortunately for Katatatta, that was her 4th piece of heart, so she did get an extra heart after that, which, convenient. I was saying, if I had been Katatatta, I probably would have opened that chest as well, just in the hopes of getting Butter Sword.
Yeah. Here we go with the Aghanim fight. Nice double there to start off. That's a good triple position, but sadly deflects both shots in alternate angles.
Meanwhile, Berenzen is not trolled by Trolldorm 2. He is heading up now. Does not get the hook shot clips, but if he has a better Aga 2, that he could retake the lead, because Katatatta having some difficulties with Aga 2 right now.
Yeah, that's only the 4th hit there. This is good for a nice double. Oh, but the real Aga shoots a blue ball. All
because
right,
of course he does.
And there we go. Aga 2 down for Katatatta, and now it is time to fight the pig. With tempered,
it's time to make. Yeah, go ahead.
With tempered sword, it will be 12 hits per phase for the first and second, then 1 hit after, and then stunning with the sword, and then 4 silver arrow shots in the final phase. When Bear gets there, it'll only be 6 sword slashes.
And Berenzen seems to be having a similarly difficult time with Aga 2 as Katatatta did, so... Yeah, Aga 2 is trolling Berenzen right now as well.
Yeah, these Aga 2 runners, I would even think one of the more experienced runners in the tournament would have an issue with these. These are not good patterns.
No. And I do not recall if Katatatta used her blue potion in Ganon's tower.
Kat did.
Okay, so she has no safeties and she's down to 3 hearts right now, but she
1 heart.
Oh my god.
And Kat realizes it.
But she does have half magic and the cape.
Yeah, the cape was... Where was the cape?
Doesn't matter. That's not important right now. This is tense.
Yeah.
1 heart, Katatatta. She is in Ganon Phase 3 now, so she's past the point where the Butter Vice Tempered Sword is going to make a difference.
Yeah, what's going to matter most now is a fall or a fire bat sneaking in.
Yeah, so
and here comes one right now.
Berenzen is using the cane, not the cape, so he just introduced lag to the Ganon fight.
Two shots.
All right, the pig is halfway barbecued.
3.
Yeah, it was not. You cannot get a. Oh my god, that was close. She misses the silver arrow.
Oh, the fireman gets Katatatta.
No! Oh my god, you hate to see that kind of thing
and
happen.
Berenzen is in the same situation. 1 hit away.
Oh my word. All right, Berenzen gets the first hit on Ganon there. Ooh. Yeah, I thought he was going to get hit by that one as well. All right, so 2 silver arrow hits, 3 silver arrow hits for Ganon. It is not possible to get a double if Ganon is backed all the way up to the edge. He missed. Oh gosh, he doesn't get it there. That is. Yes, that is going to do it there. GG's to Berenzen in a tense finale there.
Yeah, that came down to Ganon. Oh, this was a very good race here, folks. And Berenzen is done with an official SRTV time of 2 hours, 14 minutes, and 12 seconds. Put your GGs in the chat. This was a close race.
Wow.
And Katatatta takes another death.
Oh, man. But that Ganon's tower, we thought and I think a lot of people thought that when the hook shot was on Laser Bridge, that was the end, that this race was over. Berenzen had won. That was certainly not the case. Ganon's tower was brutal, and Ganon himself extracted his pound of flesh from both of our runners. Just, wow, what a finish.
Yeah, this is a relatively close. It's unfortunate that neither one of these runners can make it through the brackets. But they're gonna come back next year, and I assume they will be up there into the higher win rates.
Just a fantastic finish to that race.
So Berenzen will be 2-3 in the tournament. Cat will drop to 1-4. All right. Oh, and Cat is back down to 1, and let us get Berenzen now in to the Senate for their interview, shall we?
Be my guest. Or actually, have him be our guest.
Berenzen, you have no idea how close this race was. Your opponent was actually in phase 4 of Ganon before you, but unfortunately took a death. And you were in the same situation, and you managed to pull out a victory here.
All right, Berenzen, we appear to be having some technical difficulties with your microphone. It's showing that you are speaking, but we are not getting any audio. But absolutely GG's to you, sir. What a race. I highly recommend you watch like the last 20 minutes of the VOD.
Yes.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, we can.
I can hear you now. You found Verizon.
Yeah.
Yes, like I said, your opponent was actually in Ganon first, was in phase 4 first, but took a death right at the end. 1 heart, and so were you. And you were also close.
Yeah, I was sure that I had lost the moment I took the death in GT, and I was just kept on looking at that dot done and thinking, okay, it hasn't been hit yet. Maybe, just maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was seriously. So so that death you were talking about in Ganon's tower did in fact give Katatatta the lead, but it was not a significant lead. She actually had hit Ganon with 3 silver arrows when she was clipped with a fire bat on the last hit, and that enabled you to finish off Ganon and claim the victory. What a race!
Yeah, that was a hell of a race.
Yeah. There was an issue in which I was worried because neither one of you actually went to the potion shop before GT to stock up on blue potions.
I figured that there was no time. Like, with the location of where the hookshot was, this is the second restreamed race I've had where I've been trolled by the hookshot, so I just wanted to go as fast as I can and hope for the best.
Well, I'll have you know that if you actually stuck around to fight Trinex, you would have had the red mail, which probably would have helped you a little bit.
Probably a little bit.
But your opponent never found that gold sword. So you had a little bit of... So yeah, you had a little bit of an advantage there, but not much. He also ended up having all the pendant dungeons cleared. Or she, rather. My mistake.
Yeah, I was basically... When I had gambled Hera, saw there was only the piece of heart and the fire source locked, I just said, screw it, I'm not going to bet on pedestal at all. And so I was really hesitant to go into any sort of pendant dungeon, except for Eastern Palace, which was honestly a really great sequence break that I think I had.
Yeah,
Yes.
and your opponent actually did the same sequence break. So, or no, did she get the lamp first? I don't remember. I know you both sequence broke Death Mountain and got the bow, but GG's to Katatatta. She has just finished
With an official SRTV time of 2 hours, 19 minutes, 51 seconds. I got you covered there.
Hua. Katatatta, GG's. What a seed.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
GG's Katatatta.
Thanks. GG to you.
This race was actually really close coming down to it. Your opponent actually died on their way up the tower and ended up giving you the lead. And you took that lead all the way to Ganon, but that one death, that first death, tipped the scales back in your opponent's favor, Kat, unfortunately.
That's really unfortunate. And that was late in that fight, too.
Yeah, it was very tragic. You broke a bunch of people's hearts in the chat and on commentary because you had already had three silver arrow shots on Ganon. That was heartbreaking.
Yeah, but both of you put on an excellent race.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And
yeah, seriously, definitely recommend just go watch like the last 25 minutes or so of this race, and you will see the perceived lead change. I think 3 or 4 times.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kat, your opponent had the mirror shield and the gold sword at one point. You don't have the cape, I believe. I'm not sure if Vera's found that cape yet.
I never found the cape, no.
I found the cape. I don't remember where. That one might have been Cube Rock. I don't remember.
It wasn't unless it was in like the first 2 chests of the laser bridge. It wasn't in Turtle Rock because
Second chest of Laser Ridge was the Quake Medallion, so wasn't there.
Where was the gold sword?
I honestly can't remember because I found it really early on. I think because I got to tempered really fast with the Eastern Palace sequence break, and then I think it was I can't remember where it was.
But y'all, very, very entertaining race. It was a pleasure to call it, particularly in the ending there. Yeah, lots of heartbreaking moments there.
Kat is telling us Kate was in the Hookshot Cave.
Okay.
Kat, do you remember where the gold sword was? Just to help us clear this up.
It wasn't Left Side Swamp, was it?
I don't think so.
No, I don't remember it was.
No, because I had it like super early on. 7 of my bosses were all using gold swords, so I didn't check that until super late. Yeah, I can't remember.
I was really kicking myself.
Oh, right, it was in Paradox Cave.
Right,
Yeah.
yes.
Never. Katatatta found the flippers in the lower part, but never went up the upper part. That's where that was. And there was also, I think, a shield somewhere as well that Kat didn't pick up because whereas you have the or Beren rather, sorry, you have also the mirror shield.
Yeah, I think that was in Paradox Cave as well.
Yeah, basically the only items we don't know between the two of you are the 4th bottle and ether. That's it.
Yeah.
I was kicking myself. I miscounted my items in Eastern early, and that was just a nightmare.
Yeah, that's rough. I was kicking myself really hard because I went into Thieves Town without the hammer, and then apparently there was an item in the hammer chest. It's like, oh god.
Yeah.
Yes. Something I noticed also for when you were doing escape, did you not know that the block itself does damage with Samaria?
I do, yeah.
Just felt like shooting them, just like shooting the projectiles off instead.
I'm just a little bit It's a little bit faster, I think, to just shoot off the projectiles a bunch instead of using the just the damage boost.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense in that regard. It's a little bit less. It's a little bit more magic intensive,
Did
but
you
yeah.
not know that the block itself does damage?
Well,
Oops,
ladies
Mario?
and gentlemen, and our runners, Katatatta, before we sign off today, do you have anything else you'd like to say to the adoring public, or?
Well, GG to my opponent, and thank you guys very much for the restream.
Yeah, I have at least one question. Neither one of you
Okay.
are going to be able to move into the brackets, but at least are you having fun with the tournament thus far?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's always good to hear. This is if nothing else, this is good practice for you to come back next time and see if you can make it up into the brackets. So keep on keeping on.
Cheers.
All right, so that will pretty much do it. We have a ton more races here on Speed Gaming and the Link to Pass Randomizer in general. So make sure to give these two runners a follow first and foremost. They put on a pretty good race for us today. Also, give our tracker Yornker's wife a follow as well. She did an excellent job on the tracker. And let's not also forget Fandom Ryu. Great commentator as well in his own right. And while you're following everything, make sure to also follow Speed Gaming and their and its family channels, Speed Gaming 1 through 6, as well as the Link to Pass Randomizer series of channels. We are up to 4 on there. And my co-com has been Phantom Ryu. I've been WolfLink0270. And from all of us here in the Link to Pass Randomizer, we shall see you all next time. And thanks for watching. Good night, everyone.
Goodbye.